Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So, dear Dhamma friends, in this meditation session, we mainly focus our mind to develop Vipassana mental culture, and with the foundation, with the Samatha mental culture. So in the beginning, we're trying to build our mind to tranquility state, to see things very clearly as it is. So in mind, that always we like to go with the experience. So tranquility meditation help us to get out of the experience related to the past and go with the experience happening in the moment. That's why you can see things as it is. But if you develop your past experience to the moment, in that past experience, which or in conventional way, that what we call as experience, that sometimes we ask how many years you have experience. What does that mean? That means we count his history, his past, and to take a decision that regarding the present moment. But when it comes to the tranquility meditation, you cannot bring the past memory or the history to this very moment to understand something. So but the very nature in our mind, in tranquility state, we always like to settle down with the experience. So that is the very nature of this conventional existence. So then ourselves, we have to get out of that our own past experience. That past experience itself come as the self-view. So in tranquility state, help you to experience something without depending from your past. That is one nature of this tranquility meditation. So for that, you always have to keep focus to the primary mental object, whatever you follow during the practice. So then ourselves today we're going to follow with the inhalation, exhalation. There are few reasons why we take this inhalation, exhalation. Because this anapanasati bhavana, this meditation you can use to tranquility meditation and as well as for vipassana meditation. Another thing is, and this is a kind of like a public class or event, and then we don't know the personal character behind the person. So the good thing with the anapanasati or the breathing meditation, this meditation can practice by any person. There are some meditation techniques you cannot practice like that way, because you have to go with your personal the character, and you have to get the different kind of teachings to practice that meditation. But this meditation techniques not like that. For anyone can practice. Another thing is, this directly connected to this meditation is directly take us to the wisdom, to see things very clearly, and take us to the truth. So other thing is, in conventionally, this is available 24/7. and that it is always with you. It develop the deeper confidence and understanding. When you go through it will take you out from the doubt. So this kind of more, there are more benefit. Another thing is, all the Buddhas, they attain to Buddhahood through this meditation, Anapanasati, or the breathing, observation of inhalation, exhalation. Because this has all the qualities related to the samatha and vipassana, and also it always develop, in conventionally it develop the logical mind. Another thing is, in vipassana level, it develop the sharpness and the clarity to see things that very clearly and recognize how things come to be as they are. So there are that kind of benefit that we have. That's why we take this meditation technique every day and as our basic technique to practice. So other thing is, then you always have to remember, it is important, it is better you keep following one technique if you really want to get the result. So this is not a kind of like a school trying to teach different subjects. So we trying to here build up a method or the pattern, or develop the certain understanding regarding our own practice, and help to yourself to practice yourself and gain some result while you practicing. So this is not a kind of like a schooling, because the meditation we cannot schooling people. The meditation, your own experience will take you to certain understanding. But here just I try to share some guidelines just to give kind of like a little help. So that, because once you know that yourself, it will help for you to practice yourself. So that is why this is mostly called community of Sangha. So the community of Sangha is mostly whatever that we practice, the same thing. So we share each other, that our experience, that will help each other to uplift themselves. So those are the main things that you have to understand. So otherwise we cannot teach meditation or do this way, do that way. And even just practicing a technique yourself, don't think that you can gain something. No, it more little by little, when you become matured with the practice, you understanding the way this mind behave. That understanding will take you to higher level, to drop down this thinking pattern and dreaming pattern that always having inside us. So then remember, we in the beginning we follow our inhalation exhalation, and we keep observing inhalation exhalation as our primary mental object in tranquility meditation. So in the beginning, we focus to in front of our nose and the upper lip area and observe. So when you observe the inhalation exhalation, means you see the sensation that come out of the inhalation or exhalation, and get that sensation. Because if you don't get the sensation, what will happen? You go to imagination. So that is should not happen. And you no need to dream or think about inhalation, exhalation. Just allow it to happen. When you see the sensation, according to that sensation, recognize. So some inhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. And if you're able to observe entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation, and sometimes only right nostril inhale, sometimes left inhale. So like that, there are many details that you can see. So it is there. Always it is happening. Only thing, maybe when you start to recognize it and it become new to you. So you don't need to stuck there. Just whatever experience come, let it move, pass it, and be free from your own experience. Don't collect. Because our very nature to collect the experience. as I mentioned from the beginning, that's why sometimes when you put a job application, sometimes they ask that how much experience you have. So whatever the time period you collected, so that's how we go. But when it comes to meditation, the moment of experience is the important than it doesn't matter 10 years, 20 years experience. In this very moment, to gain the clarity, you have to drop that old experience and become free. So once your practice become sharper to drop the experience, that is the best meditation technique that you gain. Dropping the experience and becoming free and empty, and always becoming new, fresh, and keep the newness in your mind. So with the inhalation, exhalation, do the same thing in tranquility state, and go with the moment of experience rather than collecting. So inhalation, exhalation, and the entire continuation, and then a long, short, heavy, soft, so like that. And from there, and today we're going to keep into the inhalation, exhalation, and then we go how we can observe it as a vipassana level of meditation. So when the inhalation happens, and observe the very nature of the inhalation, exhalation, impermanent. So you recognize something as inhalation or exhalation and go deeper and see the impermanence of that inhalation. Anicca sanya and anatta sanya. So the next one is that even though it happened and even though you experience as inhalation, exhalation, it not belong to you. So try to experience within that whatever the inhalation, exhalation that happening with you, see that how it not belong to you. You have no power over that inhalation, exhalation. You have no any authority regarding that inhalation, exhalation. You cannot claim it as yours, but it giving you life in this very moment. Another thing is, even though that in the beginning when it happened, that as example, when the inhalation happened, it feel more comfortable. But how about that, oh, it giving me more comfort, and thinking like that, if you hold it to that inhalation, what will happen? It become this kind of like it called asubha sanya. So that's mean even though that you experience inhalation as comfort, inside that comfort, the discomfort inherent. So that is a kind of the vipassana knowledge you gain through your experience. So exhalation. So when you exhale, like as example, if you so tired, if you done heavy work, or if you run, so exhalation is very necessary. So it giving you release. In the moment, even though you feel that exhalation giving you the comfort, that there is something deeply inherent. It is in the surface level, it is comfortable, but in the deeper, there is discomfort also. So asubha sanya. So this means that even though you see something in the surface level as good, but in the deeper level you see there is something else also. That means the opposite side of the good. It is not kind of like a bad, but you have to recognize that what you see as good, it's not going to sometimes be exactly the same way. Maybe for the moment it gives us the good. So as example, that you watching this computer or your cell phone screen, so like this. So in the moment it gives you comfort. But how about 24/7? Now you feel, oh, it is comfortable, look beautiful, and it's kind of like all the colors that you can see. So, and because of that, how about if you keep doing it all the time? What will happen to your eyes? So even though it appears in this moment as comfortable, if you keep doing for a while, what will happen? Then it's going to have discomfort. But in the beginning, when you have in the comfort, you didn't see that discomfort. So that's why when you buy something and you don't see that, if you try to throw it away, it's going to become very difficult for you. So then sometimes you buy it, and after that you try to take out from your property, and maybe no place to even throw. But you didn't see it. And sometimes you like something, you bring it home, but then after that you cannot move it. And then the space hold by it, and then you stuck with that. But you didn't see when you like it. So asubha sanya. But the very nature of us, always we just see the comfort and we stop there. We don't go further. So the vipassana is a way you go to the bottom, then you see the both side. It is good, I like it, but at the same time, you see the other side also. So just stay with these three qualities. Anicca sanya, that's mean with the inhalation exhalation. So what you experience as inhalation exhalation, and see the impermanent, it always changing. Anatta sanya, that means not belong to you. It has its own nature, arising and existing and disappearance. And also asubha sanya, in the surface level, what you see as comfort, and there is a deeper something else also. So just observe that little by little. If your mind get difficult to go with that, then come back to inhalation exhalation and stay practice with the tranquility state, and then go back to the vipassana. So your right palm on your left, and neck get straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. Bring attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself 3 times and say Sopatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. And take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge in this moment with this sitting. May my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also, think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation, exhalation. So bring your attention to in front of your nose and your upper lip area. And deeply and gently breathe in, breathe out 3 times, please. And follow the inhalation, exhalation, and recognize it through the sensation. This is inhalation, this is exhalation. Keep your attention to inhalation, exhalation. And follow the entire continuation of the inhalation and exhalation. Also be aware some inhalation, exhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. Once you're able to recognize the inhalation, exhalation clearly, and observe the three vipassana characteristic of your inhalation, exhalation, anicca sanya, impermanent, anatta sanya, selflessness, asubha sanya, that unsatisfactory nature inherent. Bring your attention to your body and observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through your compound, village, city, state, country, around this world and around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this with clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one, out of anger or ill will, wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward, visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward and upward. to all 6 directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance, or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma friends, in this meditation practice, we mainly focus our mind to develop understanding, to see the true nature. Because once you see the true nature, once you see the truth, that seeing itself become the wisdom without thoughts. And so when you come to that level, what will happen to you? Because once you have the wisdom, once you see the truth, there's nothing, physically nothing going to change. So what will happen deeply? Deeply, your bodily, verbally, and mentally actions going to change. So now in this conventional life, our bodily, verbally, mentally actions always try to represent the self. I am, me. So all these 3 actions, self-centered actions. But when you start to see the truth, you slowly get out of the self-centered action and you start to recognize whatever the necessary things, whatever the right things you have to do or say or things according to in that condition. So it's not depending from the self-centered view. And that is where you start to release, because this tightness, this bound, these tangles, always happening because of this self-centered view. But the thing is, in the moment that when you have the self-centered view with your bodily, verbally, and mentally action, in the moment you feel comfortable. But that the same comfort later going to bring the fear, unsatisfaction. So when you develop the meditation, when you develop the calmness, when you develop the, actually the meditation means that you cannot do anything. Only thing is you start to see things very clearly. That is the real meditation. Without adding your past or the future, or without disturbing anything, or without interfering from your own memory with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. If you can experience the perception without delay any moment, in that very moment, if you can experience it, that is the meditation. Otherwise, not something thinking or doing. Because if you try to think or doing something, what will happen? Who is doing that? From where that you get idea to do? And for what you doing? That all come out of again the idea of the self. So somehow when you come to the clarity, the experience, clear perception, in that very moment, what is happening? You connected to the truth. You connected to the reality. In that reality, in the truth, you become fearless. When you become fearless, what is happening? Anymore, you not look for security for yourself. Why? Because now you see the truth. But if you don't see the truth, what will happen? You always look for the security for yourself. That is why we have the fear. So the fear interference with always. That's why you have a lot of ideas. When you have fear, you have a lot of ideas. Just imagine you just going to go to some place and you never been to that place. And that unknown idea, because you never been to that itself, that brings you kind of like a fear. Then what is happening? Then you pack yourself, your bag, oh, I want this. And then you think, no, I want this also. Oh, maybe I can use this also. Oh, maybe I cannot find this. So like that, if you can take, if there is a possibility, just be truthful to yourself. If there is a possibility, you try to go to some place for 2-3 days vacation, just imagine. You never been to that place. If there is a possibility, you take your whole house with you. There are people like that. For that little bag or the trunk or the car or the van, they try to put their whole house for that. Why? Because that is the beauty of the fear. Because the fear does that everything. You always, hold it. So when you have a lot of idea means what? Because you have somewhere you have fear. When you are not fear, when you know something, when you experience, when you see something clearly, you're not depending from ideas, or no, you are not depending from things, because that's why it's a the truth make you free. If you see the truth, it make you free. If you don't see the truth, it always going to hold you. So then, especially with our, not the material, with our bodily, verbally and mentally actions we hold. So we always representing the self, and we try to find the security within our own bodily, verbally and mentally action. It's like a deeper dark web, and everywhere hold us. So when you come to the vipassana level of practice or the understanding, even in conventional level, remember we talk this all learning point of view. Even that we call this name vipassana, it is only for learning point of view, practice point of view. Otherwise, that it is not once you attain to enlightenment, what you experience as vipassana is not this vipassana. But still, we have capability to understand something through whatever the the present moment, whatever things that we have. So then, if you able to not to stuck there, and if you keep that openness and question yourself, and then you can slowly use this all the materials as tools. So that's why we giving this all the examples. Otherwise, don't get idea, oh, that is enlightenment, oh, that is vipassana. It's not like that. This all conventional. This all the words conventional. You no need to stuck with the words. But that is what you have. You take it and you cross the river without holding to that. Even if you don't have a boat, just piece of wood maybe help for you to cross the river. Same like that. Maybe some few words can help you to cross the river. If you have the desire to move, go away. So same like that. So remember, then we talk this everything, just the practice point of view. So with that, when you have the kind of vipassana understanding, or even if you have a intention to become more clear, and how you can become better person with your bodily, verbally and mentally actions, not to feed for yourself, but to use that bodily, verbally and mentally action to get out of the self. Two things, not to feed to or not to resist, but at the same time, you get out of it. So that is a skill kind of thing. Because otherwise, whatever we do, sometimes as example words, so mostly the words we talk every day, it represents self. But if you able to look for the truth, what is the truth and just the word, the difference. Just the word we talk mostly representing the self or the self view or self identity. But if you start to talk the truth, there is no self. So itself you become free from the verbal action yourself. So the bodily action the same. If you do right bodily action, that's mean the right actions not belong to you. It doesn't have any self identity. It's just do the job. That's it. But if you try to come out of our mental views or the ideas, egocentric ideas, then what will happen? And maybe we start to do silly things. And maybe we do a lot of unnecessary things which is not right. And that is what this full of world we call conventional life. And the mental action, when it comes to our mind, the same thing. If you have the right mental actions, and it never going to take you to the suffering or the unsatisfaction or the depression or the anxiety or the fears or like that, pain. It always done the job out of your mind. Then you move forward. But how about you? You think that whatever you think, your own thoughts has power to kill you. How, from where it comes? Your own thoughts has power to depress you, take you to the anxiety, take you to the fear, unhappiness, sadness, worry, these all thoughts. Why it happened that way? Because we mostly did things with the self-centered mind. And because of that, we didn't do the right thing. And then when the result comes, then it goes that way. So then when it comes to bodily, verbally, and mentally action, how you can find the balance and without feeding to the self, and how to get out of the self. And it make you more relaxed, light, comfortable, peaceful, happy in conventional life. Even that will help you for your eternal life also. So then, and no one can escape from this bodily, verbally, and mentally action. Somehow we have to keep doing it. So then how the enlightened masters behave with the bodily, verbally, and mentally actions. So then I give that the 5 kind of qualities what they have. So then you can apply it to your bodily action, verbal action, mental action. And if you are able to maintain that way, you will recognize how, what kind of mind, what kind of life, what kind of environment that you can even just acting like that way. So in Buddhism, there is a word called uposatha. So the uposatha means it's kind of like you act like arahanta, you act like enlightened master, but you are not enlightened, but you act like that. So like that, this all help, the information will help you, even 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes at home, or maybe somewhere you go in a certain place. If you can act like with these qualities, you're going to see some change. So I will give in details these 5 qualities, and just try to remember yourself, and whenever you have opportunity, try to use and see how it works. Because just hearing and learning doesn't work. When you use it and then you see. So when it comes to the word verbal action, as you know that the verbal action is so powerful to keep the community or keep the connection. That's build up the communication. Community build up the communication. So that's why it's called community. So regarding certain ideas, when we start to express ourselves and we start to exchange our ideas, that we call it communication. So the communication, it's mostly, it's the dependent according to the clarity of our words. Before it become a communion, because in the communion no words, but still exchange and go with the same idea. But in the primary level, in the basic level, so that having that the right communication is important. That's why even in the path of the wisdom, is the first thing is the suttamaya jnana. So what you hear, that is important. So when it comes to that, the very first thing, kala bhasita. Kala Bhashita means that you have to understand when you say something, it always need to relate it to the right timing. If you try to tell something at the wrong time, you're not going to get the result. And then you change the situation completely up and down. So the very first quality then you have to develop yourself. Kala Bhashita. Start to use your word at the right time. And do it with mostly with your people whoever close to you, with your husband, wife, children, friends and family members, brothers, sisters, your neighbors, the day-to-day that your co-workers, the people you meet, even the animals, even the trees, even the nature. Use the right words at the right time. So the timing is, remember, everything belongs to the timing. So it doesn't, when you have the self-centered idea, you say whatever that you want anytime. So when you develop the Vipassana knowledge, the very first quality you get with your verbal action, you say things at right time. So then it's not going to feed your ego, it always allow you to move away from your verbal action, move away from the ego. So then the bodily action the same. Do things at the right time. Another thing is that thinking, mental action. Do your thinking, that mental action or whatever mentally you do it at the right time. So the timing is important. So when it comes to that 24 hours, there is the physically that we have with this body clock. That in the outside this entire nature that related with the sun and moon. So you have to basically understand, even with other people. You cannot think about something or somebody at the wrong time. So basically conventionally start to settle down your life with that. Because all the quality of one quality of the enlightened master, that Kala Bhasita, they go with the timing. They don't say things then whenever they want. And sometimes people say, when they have the big ego, what they say, oh, I say whatever I want. They don't care about the others or the even the timing. See, that's how they feed into that. So then come to the point, bodily, verbally and mentally action start to do at the right time. Then you will see. Another one is Satya Bhashita. So with the verbal, Satya Bhashita, tell the truth. Why that we start to tell the lies? Because to protect the self. And telling lies, that no one can protect the self. But for the moment we can cover up and we think for the moment we can do something, but it never going to protect us. And not only you, sometimes even the other people who ever hear. So then what you have to do, the very first thing, don't talk too much. Don't talk like monks at home, because the monks, we are professional to talk, That's why we don't get married. No, we don't have a family, because if they live with us, they go crazy. so like that. So at home, if you have the husband, wife, children, friends, don't talk too much. Just remember that you cannot do like that way, because other people get tired. You have another thing is you have to be professional to do so like that if you want to do that. So then, because if you try to tell a lot of things, then may you start to tell that unnecessary things. You tell lies. You have an innocent heart. You never had the idea to cheat somebody. But what happened? You had to keep going the conversation. There is nothing to tell. Then you start to make something which is not true. See how it start to take you. So that's why don't talk too much. If there is something necessary, you talk at the right time. Another thing is tell the truth always. So be disciplined. So that make you alert inside. And that alertness itself kind of like a meditation. Because you'll see your mind. You always seeing your mind. You know, I don't need to tell this thing. But in the conventional life that we don't see that. It go to the other side. Then the people now is kind of telling lies. It's kind of like that everybody appreciate that. But at the same time, we don't see that the entire world become little by little ignorance when you hear the lies. So always remember yourself. Be truthful as much as you can. Maybe you cannot do 100% in the beginning. Because in life we already that the cover up a lot of things. Then overnight you cannot just open everything because you have the fear. Why? Because you still didn't see the truth clearly. So that's why. But still try to have an idea a little bit. From now on, I try to slowly divert my life towards the truth. And Satya Bhasita. And with the actions also the same. With the thoughts also the same. So whatever the action you do, then do it. What if it is necessary, do it. Don't go to unnecessary actions. If it is unnecessary, don't move. If it is unnecessary, don't think, because unnecessary thoughts kills us, destroy us. And they destroy all the beautiful lives. And they destroy these unnecessary thoughts, destroy all the human connections sometimes. So then you start with the verbal action and get into the truth. And if there is something, then truth, then you work with that. Bodily action, if necessary, you go with it. And with the mental action, if necessary, you right things you think. If somebody says something, or maybe you heard something, or rumor, so something like that, you don't need to think about it. If something going to happen, a little bit wait and don't think over. So third one, Shilakshana Bhashita. Shilakshana Bhashita means you say it nicely. You don't raise your voice and you don't say rough words. You say it nicely, like how you talk to babies. There, if you try to talk to babies like come, sit, go like that, the babies get afraid. But parents don't do like that. See? So always remember, even the animals, even this nature, even the trees, even that now that the water, how it accumulate the voice. So there are a lot of research has done. This Japanese doctor, that one doctor, and he has done the how this water accumulate all the chanting and the voice rhythm. So when you say things nice, it's change. Even it change your own vibration, and it changed the person that whoever hear it. Silakshana bhashita means you say things nicely. Maybe people mad, people very mean, people like demons, it is okay. But yourself, because of us, another person is like a demon, you no need to become like a demon. You are a human being. You have to stand for that, your humanity. If somebody cannot do that, but you have to do it. It's nothing to do with the other person. So silakshana bhasita, when you say something, you say it nicely. And when you do something with your bodily action, silakshana kriya, you do it nicely. You don't do rough. So that make you more calm person. And even whoever that see that or get the benefit out to your bodily action, that person also get the good comfort out of it. So then remember that when you do something, that you cannot just thinking, oh, I do whatever I want the way I want. No, you cannot do like that. Get out of that egocentric idea of that when you perform bodily action. And start to do it according to the necessary protocol that whatever the bodily action should perform. So one is the silakshana kriya, silakshana bhasita. So, and then when you think, even don't think like a crazy person, don't think like a, the bungee jumper. No, see the bungee jumping, they always, jump, no, like this. Have you seen how they try? People, when some people, when they, even then themselves, when they think, it like that. Even that when they trying to do something, and even they try to eat something, they try to drink something, they always too much, and they think too fast. And even sometimes, like nowadays, these children, how they text, and they text so fast, even the other person, even they can communicate by text more faster than like we talk like this. So then what happening? Before other person reply, then that person already send the answer to that, the reply that he think whatever he going to get. So then you destroy the communication within 5 minutes. So like that, think so fast. No, don't do that. Silakshana thoughts mean you mentally, you become more soft person. You don't become rough. You don't become kind of like a terrorist when you try to think. So the very nature of the terrorism, then you terrified the mind. So these old actions, they don't see the nice things, or they don't think nicely. Because the very first thing they terrorize their mind. That's why they try to terrorize people's mind. So if you are a husband, wife, children, don't be like a terrorized mind, and don't try to think about your husband, wife, children like a terrorist. No, you become more soft. You start to think nicely. So even anybody, regarding any character, if you start to think nicely, you experience nice. Maybe that person not be going to become like, but you start to think like that way, then the things going to change. Then the fourth one, Artha Sanghita Bhasita. So the Artha Sanghita Bhasita means you always talk meaningful words, not meaningless words. Because you can talk hours, and finally nothing you heard, and nothing. Look at the Buddha's sutras. That all the time, whatever he taught, that everything has a meaning. And every word has power to take you to the enlightenment. And there's nothing, any word that you can take out of the Tripitaka and telling this word is useless. There's nothing, any single word that you can take out. See how beautiful. And the Bible, how meaningful one word can, if you dig deeper, 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 and it take you to the beautiful wisdom. And the Quran and all the historical the famous books, look, it has power to take you to the deeper meaning. So then when you do things, when you say things, even when you think, do something meaningful. Don't do any meaningless things. Even don't say any meaningless things. Just like a parrot, don't always keep talking. No, don't do that. Maybe we try to make other people comfortable or the happy, but later what will happen? You destroy your character. So that is what happened. Maybe we try to make other people happy, and maybe we want to keep our identity with them. So we try to talk to people, and we try to make the place or the environment more comfortable. Because other people like to hear sometimes. It doesn't matter what you say. Some people want to hear something. So then they say, tell something. Tell something. So that's how. So then yourself you have to remember. You have to be very careful what you say. If it is not meaningful, don't say. So then the fifth one, Maitri Bhasita, with the compassion. So whatever you say it with the compassion. And whatever you do, do it with the compassion. And even whatever you think, even regarding yourself, have the compassion. Regarding others, have the compassion. The mostly, we don't have compassion regarding ourselves when it comes to think about our life. We abuse our own life by thinking ourselves. That's why most of people punish themselves and doing very hard and bad things, very dangerous things to themselves, not about others, themselves. So have the compassion regarding yourself and have the compassion regarding others. With that compassion, do things. So that way, if you are able to perform this with your bodily, verbally, and mentally action, kala bhasita, that means at the right time, satya bhasita, with the truthful action, and the silakshana in a nice way, without hurting, and not with kind of like a rough way, very softly and gently. Artha bhasita, with the meaning, and other one is the compassion, maitri bhasita. So the compassion, if you are able to do things, and then you will just can understand how the enlightened masters do live, what is their life. Because these all five qualities you see as one in enlightened master. So then yourself, if you look for that and start to at least start one by one, then develop it yourself, and even 1 minute try to do this all the five things as one with your bodily, verbally, and mentally action. In that very moment, you will jump to higher and you will transform to the higher level of this human existence. And that is where you may going to find your liberation or the enlightenment. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. With this good practice, may all of you be well, happy, and peaceful. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu mate bhavattantarayo sukhi diga yuko bhava. Ittavata cha ammehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Itamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahannotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.